What's up, brothers and sisters? This is Ambassador Jeff Osayande, the open leader of Part an African Girl, the most prolific speaker out of Australia. It is good to be good, and the life we live, like I always say, is what we make out of it. And for a while, I have not been able to come out and say something about the situation of what is happening in Edo State. It is very, very appalling to see the way things are being orchestrated in Nigeria. You know, as a criminologist, we look into people. It is very, very unprofessional when you see a sitting governor and the national chairman of the APC harassing themselves or in the name of political freedom or political buha, as the case may be. As you know, politics in Nigeria is a do or die affair. They don't care about you and me. They don't care about the development. All they care about is how much they are able to acquire. United States Bank, Exim Bank in China, Indian Bank, Singapore Bank, South Africa banks, Sterling banks, Panama City. They are just waiting for Nigerian politicians to loot and go. No one talks about the development. Even common landscaping, a governor doesn't know how to do it. They have not been able to create even a simple supermarket for their citizens. All they do is just to make noise and fight and talk a lot of shit they're not supposed to do. You know, I begin to wonder, where did these people came from? Are they human or they're just in animals uniform? How can a governor, a sitting governor, cannot afford a single good road, a city governor, and everybody, as the case may be, clap for these useless politicians? They don't even care about you. Why are you clapping? A state election will be, they are doing a state election, it will look like you are in a war zone. Even the ISIS that were fighting for caliphate is more better when Nigerians are doing an election. You know, Boko Haram territory is even more peaceful than Nigeria elections. Lives are being lost. You know, nothing. They came to power just to steal. And you can't imagine, many of us have experienced what we have experienced in overseas. And yet, you see that a lot of people still want to live there. You know, come December, a lot of people are going to eat yam and cocoyam. Some of them will eat cassava. They cannot afford to even buy rice. You know, in the process, when you do not have anything to show for your administration, you are not creating jobs, you are not building industries, you are not doing infrastructural development, then you tend to want to close the border. It's good to close borders, but what have you put in place to replace all these disadvantages you just created? Nothing of that nature is there. And now you look at Oshomole and Obaseki, who have no regard for their citizens fighting. And then the so-called people who say they are social media presenters are just there abusing each other, abusing people for absolutely no reason, uncalled for. You can't imagine people that are uneducated. Education has got a passport of life, but these people, how would you go and pay an illiterate, someone that don't have no future, to be representing you in the social media and to talk all rubbish, abuse everybody, or in the name of politics? Does that make sense? No. Doesn't make sense. Sorry that I have to wake people up asleep now. A lot of people are watching from Europe. Mr. Lasisi, thank you for watching. I just came out of class. I am doing studying You know, it's time for us to change the bad wagons and find a way we can take this politics out of this brouhaha, all these unscrupulous elements or people who have no brain. All these people, they go overseas and go abroad every day, see the way things are being done. They just go to Nigeria and buy themselves a jeep and then buy themselves a position with a drug money or a 419 money, and they become a billionaire overnight. And then at the end, the people they are made to that is celebrating them as just celebrating them with an empty stomach. You can't imagine that nonsense. We have a life that we're supposed to respect, but people don't respect themselves. You know, so Nigeria is just a big problem to Africa. One of the biggest problems we have. Edo State is now another bigger problem to Nigeria. You know, with all this set of all these, look at all the people fighting. You know, how can you be using talk to decide your victory? Election that is not yet conducted. People are campaigning. We not even announced to campaign. 4+4, 4+4, Ogba, Tegba, all this nonsense and all these scrupulous elements. Things that are supposed to be there. Why would you be campaigning when people voted you for you to go and develop their state? And people are campaigning. A campaign has not even yet started. 4 years has not yet completed. You are campaigning, spending money unnecessarily, money that are made to use to build infrastructural development are being spent illegally for people just to say Ogba. For unnecessarily uncalled for, unjust cause. I have never seen people with no brain in my entire life. That all the Edo people that are clapping for all these people that are destroying our state, single erosion, a governor cannot construct. It did not build supermarket. It did not bring electricity. It did not bring nothing to show for it. And for what reason they are fighting all this on just cause? No one knows. You can't imagine. Edo State now can become a state where you make noise, you get paid. Edo State is not a state where you make noise, you get paid. Don't say you're going to support Obama. If you are a supporter to Oshomole, you get paid. If you are a supporter to Obaseki, you get paid. But the question is this. Their children, how are they feeding? There's no life. Call anybody in the middle of the night in Nigeria. Some of them are scared. They cannot even pick up their phone. They said if they call, they are talking on the phone, the Ampropa will knock on their door and ask them to give them their telephone back. You can't imagine that nonsense. Insecurity become an uprising. The countries are all experiencing inflation, austerity measure. All these are all going. List of atrocities are going on. People cannot even eat 3 square meal, and yet people are doing campaign that there is no election coming. Election that is going to happen in 2020. People are campaigning for no reason, uncalled for. It is a shame to see humanity still living like animals. It is a shame to our leaders until they respect the dignity of the little children. They would never learn. That is according to Majek Fashek. You know, it's just a pity to see Mr. Pitt fall into the pit and no one pity for him. It's uncalled for. It's unjust. You know, for a while I have not been able to come out. Not because I've not been able to come out. I've been moving houses, trying to fix all my electronics gadgets and all the like. That's why I've not been able to come back on the social media to address the situation of Nigeria right here in Victoria. And you can see the NSV, the way they run it there. And same thing. Caliber of people came from Nigeria. They came here and run the NSV, they've got corruption. And if you go back to Nigeria, the same head, people, they all schooled overseas. They all go back there to say, if you were there, you would do the same thing. That language is a deadly language. If I were you, if you were there, that language, it's a very bad language. You know, very, very bad language. I need Nigerians to correct it. Come on, my brother, keep quiet, sit down there. If you are in the same shoe, you will do worse than that. You can't imagine that statement. It's an uprising statement. A statement that is not cooked. A statement that is uncalled for, unjust statement. You look at people, you expect them to be a normal human being, but their behaviors will tell you that they are out of touch, out of range. Just look at what is happening in Benin City. I've listened to Ranamigo. I listened to what Eddie, who has been abusing the whole people. I've listened to form of hooking women and boys together. You can't imagine. This is uncalled for. Edo State is supposed to be a place where you can go and rise and shine. But it's not a place of no freedom. You can't move. Everyone is just busy campaigning for unjust cost. Just give me one reason why these people are all making all this noise. Make noise, you get paid. Make noise, you get paid. Obaseki. 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 Is this your back that you are turning Edo State to be like? Edo State is now turning in circles in the map of Nigeria. It become a state where no one can move freely. Why? People voted you in for infrastructural development of the whole of Edo State. Why are we subdividing it? Your time has come. Make use of the time that the electorate voted you for. People say you didn't even win the election. The way you are acting now is showing to people that, yeah, actually you did not win the election. If you win the election and you are developing Edo State, you don't need to campaign. People will vote you. Ogba, Egba, all these things will come inside. Do your job. Focus. Because if you are focusing on the people, not your pocket, not a selected individuals, no talks, I'm very, very sure people will have you high in their esteem high. All this idea of campaigning for no reason, uncalled for. Fighting the national leader is uncalled for. It's unjust because they have a lot of APC governors in Nigeria. Edo State should not be counted out of it. Respect is reciprocal. Why the fight? Why the fight? Raise your hand for peace, not 4 fingers. 4 fingers is not going to help you. 1 finger for peace. Raise your hand for peace. And make your state a peaceful state. And you will see a lot of people will come back to you. Create peace around you. All this Ogba, Egba, it's not the way forward, bro. All you need is to bring your people together. One roof, one harmony. Raise your hand in peace. I've made so many calls, did a lot of videos, call on you so many times to find a way to create peace around your people. Do not allow people don't put people in retrospect. When you put people in retrospect, people begin to wonder, who is this? Why? That word if is a big trouble to Nigeria. If you were there, if I were you, all these languages wouldn't occur. Shomole, Obaseki, what's his name that is crossing from one party to the other? Zeyamu. You people need to sit down and find a solution to the problem of Edo State instead of turning the state to a Buhaha state. It will now become a state of controllable, a state of talks, a state of thuggery, a state of killing and shooting. All these things need to stop. Zeyamu, you are a pastor. I told you about a year or 2 years ago, when this man was kidnapped, I told you to pray. You refused. You were fighting. That song belongs to Zeyamu. Hey, you hear it? Hey, ma. Hey, ma. You people need to come together in one uniform, one piece. Obaseki should raise his hand for peace, not talks. Election is too far away. Why fighting now? If you are building roads, if you are creating shopping centers, you are creating jobs, you don't need to campaign. People will vote you in. They will respect you. People will do whatever they want to do for you. But the ideology behind you people are fighting behind fighting in the scene and settling behind closed door does not make Edo a great place. Edo is supposed to be a city, an ancient city that is being respected worldwide. Look at the people that is crop of people that is ruling it. A bunch of people with no ideology, people no brain. How can you be a governor and you are fighting? A governor is supposed to bring peace, supposed to use justice to solve his problem. All this fighting need to stop. Oshomole or Basaki, you are fighting. We will have the greatest Oba of Benin in the city. If you have any issue that cannot be resolved by Buhari, you're supposed to walk into the palace and fix your problem. That's the final of it all. And if you disregard that place, the Edo people will disregard you. That's how it works in the society. If you don't have respect for the Obas, for the traditional rulers, they will disregard you, and one day you will feed from a pot of worms. It has happened before, and that's exactly what is going to happen again. People need to respect yourself. Peace. About talk by he said.